morning, learners, and welcome back to UTEP News. My name's Persephone, and here with me now is my good friend Caitlin.
In today's segment, we'll be looking at different ways to brainstorm, an important part of the pre-writing stage in the writing process, and how to turn those daydreams into essays.
We've been gathering research on brainstorming and how we can effectively use it within our essays. We are shown that Purdue OWL explains this really well.
Purdue OWL states that after you have a good grasp on what the writing prompt is asking, you should figure out how you will respond. At this stage, you should brainstorm as many ideas as you can come up with. It's helpful to have lots of ideas to choose from when planning your essay. Teachers also refer to this as pre-writing.
With this in mind, you will like to first write down whatever comes to your mind, after you understand what you are asked to write about. But how do you even get started on writing something in the first place?
Well, we have a professional with us today to talk about one of his favorite brainstorming strategies. His name is Grammarian McCaleb.
Well, thank you, Caitlin. And within my 20 years of experience, I recommend the mind map. You can never go wrong with the mind map.
A mind map is an easy way to brainstorm thoughts without worrying about order and structure. It allows you to visually arrange your ideas to help with analyzing, recalling, and organizing information. A mind map is arranged with a central idea surrounded by smaller subtopics or ideas. This way of organizing can turn dense information into a colorful and memorable way to keep track of your essay and any other papers you need to write. To better visualize it, you can imagine these diagrams as spider webs, or even maybe a flower with a bunch of petals.
So it's a way to branch out a bunch of ideas so you have things to write about in your paper.
Exactly. And you can make as many spiders as you want if you feel like that'll help you narrow down your choices if you have more than one. And another thing, what you could also do is...
Hello, my name is Dr. Professor Agreed, and I know of a better method called the ABC Brainstorm. This method has helped me better understand my ideas by putting them on a list using the letters of the alphabet. Well, you see, I learned a method called ABC Brainstorm, which helped me better understand my ideas by coming up with them in alphabetical order. You start by writing your ABCs. Now remember to also leave spaces so you can write down your ideas. Now, first thing is you start thinking about your topic, and for example, you know something related to your topic that begins with the letter A, that being an idea or a fact, so you then write it down next to the letter A. Or maybe instead of starting with the letter A and you skip to the letter M, and that's perfectly fine. You don't necessarily have to go in chronological order. You continue to write down your idea next to a corresponding letter until you get as many letters filled in. And now you have many more options to choose from your body paragraphs.
Wow, that was very helpful. Thank you both for giving us some useful information about different ways to brainstorm.
Yes, thank you. I really like Dr. Professor Arvi's idea of using the ABC method. I think it's easy to understand and creative.
Well, duh.
Well, we've just been informed by our field reporter Jared, who's interviewing students live out on the scene.
Thank you, Persephone and Caitlin. We out here behind the UTEP library interviewing students on what they believe to be the best method for brainstorming is... Hello, miss. We are part of the UTEP News, and this is our segment on brainstorming. We were wondering if we could have any of your go-to techniques.
Well, I guess I usually go with a plain old outline. Let me show you one that I'm actually working on for one of my classes right now. You begin with writing your topic at the top of the paper. Below, you list a set of Roman numerals with some spaces between them. This is an easy way to organize your thoughts on paper. Each number is a subtopic for your main one, which is what you'll be focusing on. Now in the spaces in between, you can have another set of letters listed like how I have here.
How about you, sir? What do you think about brainstorming in the pre-writing process?
What's up, Mon? I didn't hear you.
Yes, I was wondering if you had any methods for brainstorming ideas for essays.
Far out, dude. Well, honestly, man, I'm just so hungry. I just keep thinking of sandwiches.
So imagine that delicious turkey sandwich is the outline. The top bun or piece of bread is your introduction. This is where you come up with your hook and thesis statement. All the turkey, lettuce, and tomato are your body paragraphs. These paragraphs support your thesis statement. The turkey can be one idea to write about, the lettuce can be another, and the tomato is the last supporting paragraph. Lastly, the bottom bun is your conclusion. Here you restate your thesis and give your final thoughts. That looks pretty interesting. I can see how this way of brainstorming can help since it's easy to look at and understand. Thinking about this is making me hungry too. Thank you for your time. So here is another UTEP student majoring in English and is currently working on a project for one of her classes right now.
Hello.
So what do you like to do to prepare for important essays like the one you're working on right now?
I feel like brainwriting is a cool way to bring students' ideas together to generate a new original idea that can be discussed. This works great if the teacher is assigning the same project to everyone in the class. Usually, the teacher will ask the students to come up with rough ideas around the central topic or idea. The goal is to have the students state their thoughts out loud so that every student has their voices and ideas heard. These ideas will be on the board for everyone to see. For example, the teacher could talk about climate change. The students will then voice their ideas to be written on the board.
Climate change causes wildfires.
Climate change is causing the ice caps to melt.
Climate change is heating up the planet.
Climate change is endangering the wildlife.
From this, we branch off with our groups and take the ideas of the entire class and use them to brainstorm our essays.
Wow, I never thought brainstorming could be made with the class working together.
You're welcome.
So, to summarize, I learned today that brainstorming is a very important part of the pre-writing process. In pre-writing, brainstorming is a way to organize all your information. There are ways to brainstorm such as the ones my interviewees explained. There's the mind map, ABC method, the outline, and brainwriting. Not only are these techniques effective ways to organize, they are also such time savers. So the next time you feel flustered with an assignment, remember these methods and that there is always a way to tackle them.
Well, that was very insightful.
Yes, it's nice to hear from students and what works for them.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Be sure to join us tomorrow for a special segment on semicolons. Do we really need them?